Former President Trump and President Biden are big favorites all across the board on this Super Tuesday. But what to watch is where their weaknesses are and how much those are exposed. And that matters because both of these men are not necessarily broadly popular as general election candidates. For President Trump, he's had wide margins of victory in all of the early states, but Nikki Haley has outlasted everyone else. It's a two-person race. She still got 40% of the vote in South Carolina. It doesn't mean the way delegates are distributed that Nikki Haley is any threat to keep him from winning the nomination. But as long as she's willing to stick around and get a third or 40%, or even in a given state, 45% of the vote, then it is exposing some of his weaknesses as a general election candidate. President Biden is on his way to being renominated for a second term by the Democratic Party. But there are still plenty of factions that are frustrated with Biden or not particularly encouraged. So the thing to watch in a lot of the Democratic primaries is just what the level of turnout is. But there are still some signs, when it's just unbelievably low, that can sort of raise some questions. And his campaign is certainly spending money and spending some time trying to hit, some sort of nebulous sweet spot to at least say, all right, we got enough of a signal that the core of our party is still behind this president for a second term. Super Tuesday in this election year, especially, will really be the gateway forward to the general election campaign. We may have some more fights continuing on the Republican side if Nikki Haley does continue her campaign, but this is the day when enough delegates are at stake, enough states vote, that we kind of have a bookend on the primary process, and we'll be looking forward to a general election campaign, almost certainly between President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump.